Yeah. So what you wait, I'm asking. I think he downloaded it, but no, he doesn't need to download it. Just view through web that like I did. I didn't know you could do this, but it's pretty cool. How did you do in VR? Oh, that's cool. Any good Deadpools? Who's the last one? Anjani. Well, Liana. Mm, mm, that's nice. Mm. Ah, Anjani. No Liliana. Ah, okay, okay. That's cool. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Hello, snakes. My name is Dante. And today it's Podcast Tuesday. And this time we brought two special guests for today's podcast. We got Edmund.
Yep,
Say hi. Yeah. And we got Jake as well.
yep.
How's it going, everyone?
Oh,
Hello.
yeah, it's going well, yeah. It's so so you're the one who created this deck, right?
Yes.
What?
Jake did. First off,
Yeah.
I just Jake is also known as his he's also a streamer and content maker. I just do the intro for him. He's known as Black Dove 26, and he basically created the combo of
Oh yeah.
Sorin and Morophon
Yeah, I'll
and the
just
first liver. Yeah.
yeah, I will so wait, like I'm just gonna see. So are you on YouTube as well? So because I think I might be able to at you. I'm Black Dove
Yeah, Black Dove Entertainment. It's all one word. Or Black Dove
and
is one word, and
Black
entertainment.
Dove Entertainment. Which one? The 77 subs or the 54 subs?
Uh, Should be the 54 subs. The one with the red and black and white.
Okay, yeah, yeah. There we go. Our special guests. How do I? There we go. MTG podcast. Yep. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I've tagged you in the in the stream. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, this is our deck review for combo slivers. I mean, first of all, I got a combo and a non-bow to present.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the combo was actually a combo that, there's this one combo that was played against you, in the modern tournament, this Saturday. So yeah, let's go to the combo,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. Oh yeah, wait. So we got this combo. So there's this Dryad, yeah, 2 mana, 0/2, enchantment creature Dryad, tap for X mana of any one color, where X is the number of enchantments you control. And thing about this Dryad is that it is and then you can enchant it with Freed from the Real. But then Freed from the Real, if you have a third enchantment that generates infinite mana, and yeah, you remember this combo was played against you, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was this element. No, it was just enchantment deck, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
He taps for infinite mana, slams the Emrakul down, or whatever.
yeah,
He
yeah,
basically
yeah.
saves two of the
Yeah,
hexproof.
even had the animation to animate the lands into, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah. I
I did
saw that.
not know what I was playing against. Jake, you
Yeah. I was
probably know
like,
that deck, right?
Yeah, it's Enchantress. I'm guessing he was using Destiny Spinner as well to make all the lands gigantic and kill you.
yeah,
Yeah.
they, yeah, that is
Hey, Dante,
exactly.
where can I see this stream? Are you like
Oh, you can see it on YouTube or Twitch. Or should I screen share it? Yeah, I think
yeah,
That'd be
maybe I
easier.
think
Yeah, I can't see
yeah.
anything.
Let's screen. Yeah, I'm gonna screen share it. That's let's see, screen share. How do I? Oh wait, share content. I can share
share desktop.
window. Slivers. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, okay,
Oh,
so
there you go.
yeah, that now you can see. Yeah, I mean, but
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and and yeah, that's basically, we got this the combo. So I'm just gonna switch mics for a moment because there we go. Okay, okay, wait. Oh no, wait, no, no, no. Yeah, now it worked. Yeah, because I realized if I attach the microphone, the audio just goes weird. So yeah, yeah. Anyways, let's go to the non-bow. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's a non-bows also. Yeah. So here's this one non-bow that some commander decks might accidentally play. If you're playing an artifact deck, then I mean, Mickelson Flash, turns everything into an artifact, and that's so you can have your lands and even the non-artifact permanents as artifacts. But then like these decks would still use, Lodestone Golem, which is a 4 mana 5/3 artifact creature golem that makes non-artifact spells cost 1 more to cast. But with Mikus and Flaz out and Lodestone Golem, it means that only instants and sorceries, cost 1 more to cast, and then all the permanent spells, so it basically like reduces the efficiency of Lodestone Golem because anything that it's oh wait oh wait yeah oh perm no does it affect no I think it only affects permanents on the battlefield, right? No, I don't know.
All cards that are on the battlefield.
Permanents are on the battlefield, yes.
So yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know, it's not really non-bo, so yeah, but I mean,
What the hell?
okay, I just I don't know, I thought this was a non-bo, and I realized, yeah, the rulings are wrong. Let's just I think I think a non-bo would be, playing the Slivers deck and actually have the and also playing, some that the one that deals 5 damage when you cast a spell without paying without
Rolling
spending mana.
vortex.
Yeah, rolling
Only
vortex.
one.
Yeah, that's a real non-bo. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's just delete this.
Yeah.
So
Unless you want to hurt yourself.
yeah, let's just
Yeah.
yeah, there's no death shadows in that deck. I know, of course. Yeah. Well, we got the main board.
Well,
So
maybe you're playing Nexus of Mortality
okay.
and you really want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So we got the main board, and 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 here we start. So I'm guessing, yeah, Morophon's the enabler, 4 of them. So or what would put Morophon in what category? Yeah, an enabler, right? Or
Yeah.
because yeah, Morophon basically allows you, to like cast like slivers for free. Like I mean, yeah, like the first slivers and
Hive Lord.
yeah, because then yeah, and high yeah, it's yeah, basically enables the first sliver. Like you, yeah, it's like Morophon, and then you just cast first sliver. So yeah, and
I mean,
so
do you want me?
basically it's a 7 mana 6/6 legendary shapeshifter of changing, and as it enters battlefield, choose a creature type. Spells of a chosen type you cast cost Wooburg less to cast, but only the colored mana. And other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. So it is a lord as well, and also it is a and yeah, it reduces cost and all the types as well. So now let's go into so the first sliver is a win con, right?
Is it
The
Jake?
first sliver is actually just the engine, really. It's not a win
Oh,
con.
okay,
The
yeah.
win con itself is after you play everything with the first sliver and getting the engine online, is then you get
Oh,
your cloud shredder and then you go for the swing.
okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so for those who don't know what first sliver does, it's a 5 mana legendary sliver with cascade, and your sliver spells you cast have cascade. So that is why it's played. So yeah, and
What did you? When did you first discover this combo, Jake?
Before Modern Horizons 1 even came out, through Reddit, there
Through
was a
Reddit?
big there was a discussion on Reddit about bad MTG combos, which you can actually find that
oh
same
yeah,
article today.
I actually
Uh,
yeah, some of the bad MTG combos I actually took some of these from there, and or even like non-bows posted on bad MTG combos, and actually put these on there, which some are just reverse interactions, like and yeah, yeah, it's yeah. Sometimes I check on there for the channel. Yeah,
Originally, the idea was on bad MTG combos on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, didn't think much of it, and
yeah.
then a fellow by the name of Cole Thompson, who's also on the Sliver Facebook and the Sliver Discord and everything. Since I'm on the Sliver Facebook group as a moderator, he asked, "Can anyone help me build the Soren and Morphon with slivers?"
Mm-hmm.
So I gave him some deck lists that I could find and everything like that. And then he's like, "Well, at the time I was working on a Sliver and Intruder Alarm list."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Well, you're the combo Sliver guy. Can you help me make this deck?" I'm like,
Hmm.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure. I can help you make this deck. So he sends me a picture of all his cards, not a deck list, an actual picture of his cards on his bed. I get him into a actual list, send it to him. We refine it. It's back in the days of faithless looting, and he's trying to do the whole faithless looting, get it back with Goros Vengeance and everything like that.
Hmm.
The list at that point was probably, I would say, F tier, but you know, there was always potential with the fact of things coming down for free.
When
And
did
then
Soren get into the mix?
right at the beginning,
At the beginning, so he was there
yeah,
from the
yeah, he was
beginning.
always
Okay.
there from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
What was
Um,
the meta during this time in modern?
yeah, it was Faithless Looting, Hollowed One, Is It
Oh.
Phoenix? Like
Uh,
that's the type of modern that we had at that time, where
mm,
every deck was running Faithless Looting and every deck was
Hmm.
just going nuts.
I was not playing at this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
this is a
Well.
long, long
Yeah,
time ago
I
now.
actually remember that. Yeah, and that's like around like 1 year before. I mean, actually, 2018, 2019 was when I started getting into modern. And like I remember
I'm
all
sorry.
the whole gag decks. Like actually, and then like all through those years, all through those 2 years, I was like mono red burn and then switched to Boros burn, and for a brief moment, like and I was like actually playing, Boros burn. Then COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
No more tournaments. Then like 2021 we started getting back into tournaments or something like that, or 2020 even, and I was playing Dredge. And then I was like, you know what? Let's get back into Burn. And then I just started playing Burn. And then like it was actually fun again, play Modern. Then like after 1 year or something, like I just and then I just play against Eris, And then
Hmm.
he just beats me in turn 3, and I had it all mapped out to win on turn 4. And he beats me turn 3. I'm like, what? There's a faster deck than Burn? And I'm like, then I see it was Amulet Titan. So I'm like, you know what? I have to play Amulet Titan. This is faster than Burn. So I'm like, so I just started building Amulet Titan, and it actually worked. It was actually fast. Sometimes not just faster, but more persistent. Like even if I don't win in the early game, I can still win in the late game as well. And it was actually working. Like I was like my first ever like legacy European tour with this deck, and I almost made it to day 2 with a top 64 as well. And
They
like,
they go. Him and his dad go to uh magic tours.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish my dad would go to Magic tours with me.
uh, so yeah, and then like there's a and yeah, then in the event I actually faced another deck that actually won turn 2. Like it was hammer time. If you actually there's a way you can actually turn 1 like put down like an ornithopter, and then ornithopter spring leaf. Yeah, it was something like like an ornithopter or spring leaf drum I don't know. It's like, and you could put down like no cigar. It was cigar to say, and an ornithopter on turn 1 or something like that. And then turn 2, um, he just went put down 2 hammers, and that was actually a one shot on turn 2. And then I came back, with a one shot on turn 2 as well. I was like, play the land, amulet, then like second turn, amulet, play the bounce land. The so I floated 4 mana. Then I played an arboreal grazer, played again the bounce land, and then I just put down Titan, search for the lands to put down the second Titan. Then I searched the lands to give them both haste, attacked, gave them both double strike. Yeah, I dealt like 32 damage on second
Lethal.
turn. Oh yeah, let's see. So this is to bounce, right? So you have 4 of these in there. Um, why exactly do you have these? How does this work? on the
Does the seal removal work?
seal of removal. How? So you have four of these in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so seal removal is one of the probably best cards I've ever found for Sorfon, and it was actually a from that same guy Cole. He saw it in the Modern Horizons 2 spoiler list. He's like, "Can we use this?" And I looked at the card and I went, "Oh, we can use this 100%." Because basically, what is doing is the same thing that Remand was doing. Once when we are shifting away from trying to go off, because I guess there's a lot of backstory I have to get to. Was one, we used to have Simian Spirit Guide so we could go fast, right? And that's why
Yeah.
originally we used to have Summoners packs. Um,
Oh wow.
because you could go off turn one, turn two, turn three, accelerator turn four into the turn three.
Yeah.
There was a lot of play early in the early days, but now that we lost Simian Spirit Guide, Once Upon a Time from the
Yeah.
original lists, we have to go with Profane Tutor now because one, it's another way to get Soren, which was always a big issue for the deck itself in
Yeah.
the early stages. But since Profane Tutor says you have to take 2 turns, we need to make more turns. So Seal and Remand here both do the same thing in giving us turns. Seal being used as a removal spell
Yeah.
to get rid of a creature, a fog effect to stop damage. It also can bounce your first sliver again to get another trigger to make sure that you can keep going off. It can then bounce another first sliver after you have another first sliver on the stack with 2 triggers on the stack. Let the 2 triggers go off before the other first sliver comes down. Bounce the next first
Mm.
sliver, and then you can redo again and get 4 more triggers. And then if you hit more seals, and you can keep bouncing things, and you can get rid of blockers. I mean, the card literally is a Swiss Army knife for the deck.
Oh yeah. And then so yeah, I decided to jump right into instants and sorceries, three of each. So you have three remands and three Izzet charms. So
Yes.
yeah, and I guess Izzet charm is similar, to remand, right?
Yeah, and since Modern Horizons 2, we need a little more answers main deck, and Is a Charm provides again another kind of Swiss Army knife where it's doing 3 different things. It's doing 2 damage to something that's problematic. You like to play Burn. Eidolon the Great Rebel is a
Yeah,
problematic card for
I
us.
know.
We
Yeah,
play a lot of free spells that are cheaper than 3.
yeah,
Mad,
So
mad
we need to
boost.
kill it.
yeah,
So Is a Charm provides the way to kill that, kill a Ragavan, kill something very annoying, whether it's a Thalia or some type of meddling mage effect. Is a
yeah,
Charm can usually take care of any of those types of things. If it's a non-creature spell, we can counter Teferi, which Teferi Time Reveler is a pain to fight
yeah.
against in this
I
deck.
know. Yeah,
Um,
it stops it stops all the cascading. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Yes, yes. It also helps with other counterspell decks that are trying to hold up a counterspell while trying to play their spells, and then you can kind of get them if you're in the 5 mana range. It's a way to get there. And then there's also its third mode can be used with Dredgescape Sliver to then activate more fun from your graveyard with Dredgescape Sliver, and then
yeah.
that's uncounterable, and then you can start really putting pressure on their counterspells against counterspell decks.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I guess the double loot was for that. Yeah, like
And
I
also,
yeah
it's great
yeah.
in
It's basically
sideboard
yeah. This
matches.
yeah basically this remand yeah these two cards and the steel are just Swiss Army knives. Yeah, I should actually yeah. But I mean, so we got four of each tutor.
Mhm.
So you have four Eladamri's Core and four Profane Tutor. So do they both have like the same like purpose, or is there like one that you prefer more or you
I mean,
or
if you're going to cascade, if you're cascading, it doesn't really matter which one you get into. It's more specifically Profane Tutor technically is a better cascade because you can grab anything, and
yeah,
that means you can grab the Force of Vigor, the Endurance. If you want to use other sideboard cards, you could even put like a Pact of Negation in your deck. Search for the Pact of Negation to protect you from something that they're probably going to do on your maybe your attack step or something like that. I'm not saying the Pact of Negation's in the sideboard. I'm just giving an example.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but
I
then you can grab anything that you need, really. Even maybe you even need a seal of removal
yeah,
because you have extra mana. You can put the seal of removal, bounce the thing. I mean, it's uh, profane just lets you get anything. Or even if we're not talking about cascading into it, if you're just getting profane tutor, you can play the long game, get a Cavern of Souls against a counter deck. because most of the times they won't counter a profane tutor because they'll just try to counter the thing that you're getting. But if you're getting the Cavern of Souls to stop the countering on your slivers, then you
Oh
can play the
yeah,
big
yeah.
slivers.
Yeah, that's that's a big brain move. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of big brain moves in this deck,
Oh
as
yeah.
Edmund knows.
All right, so this is to bring these cards are to bring in more fun. So we got four Sorens and one Dreadscape Sliver, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, um, even though Soren is legendary, you you put four copies, I'm guessing, so you can have him in the opening hand, right?
Yep, it's your engine. It's your engine enabler with the Morphon. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to have them. And sadly enough, I've actually used a lot of Sorens without Morphon just to get lifelink and swinging in with
Oh
a first
yeah.
sliver or a sliver legion and just like gaining 7 life is really really good
Yeah.
Wow.
with
So
cut touch.
yeah, for those who are not aware, okay, so free mana, 4 to legendary planeswalker Soren with +1. Target creature you control gains death touch and life in your turn. If it's a vampire, put a +1 for counter on it. Another +1 where you can sacrifice a vampire, and if you do, lightning heal it. And then -3, you may put a vampire down from your hand onto the battlefield. And for those who are wondering, how do you put it? Why do you put a vampire down? It's because Morofon is a changeling that has all the types, and that includes vampire. So you can use Soren to put down Morofon, name Sliver, and it still works because changing applies everywhere, not just on the battlefield. So yeah, all right. So now, so you have one main board artifact enchantment removal, right? You have like harmonic sliver. Why
So
exactly?
good.
You mean Super Saiyan Sliver? I love Super Saiyan Sliver. It's great.
Hmm.
Well, so the reason for it was that again, I'm going to talk about the early days of this deck, which obviously I can't show you all the like 140 different lists I have of this deck. Um, Basically, in the early days, I was dying to Ensnaring Bridge a lot. Not dying to it, but I was dying to my Summoner's Pact triggers.
Hmm.
And I was always like, okay, well, I need a way to blow up bridges. That was the main reason why Harmonic Sliver was in, because I was again during a time of not Amulet. It was well, I mean, Amulet was there, but there was a time of like Lantern control was also around too, so you had to worry about Lantern control,
Hmm.
and so I needed Harmonic Sliver to be main board because you can cascade through your whole deck. You're always going to be able to get to a Harmonic Sliver, and the more you, and then once when you get it, every time you keep triggering it by playing more slivers, you can just explode any board that's an artifact or enchantment board. So it's a really, really just solid card, and especially now with Amulet Titan, as you like to play, I can blow up an Amulet main board. I can blow up a Dryad of the Lycian Grove. I can blow up a Blood Moon if I fetch the right basics.
Oh yeah.
Um, I can blow up an Urza Saga, or how about a Sigarda's Aid or a Hammer? This thing does more now than it even used to. So it has to at least be in the main deck now because of just
Yeah.
there's so many. I can
Yeah.
destroy so much.
It's more like it's more like you'd have it in the main board and side it out rather than having it in the sideboard and side it in. Yeah, it's like the duality of some cards, So yeah, it's
The funny thing is, I don't even sideboard this card out anymore because I mean, once when you get to sideboard games, that's when people normally bring in your
enchantment.
enchantment hate, your artifact hate. So the card really never leaves the
Yeah.
board except in very specific matchups, which is like control, because they
Yeah.
really don't bring anything that really stops us from doing
Yeah.
our things.
Yeah. So these are like some Wooburg slivers that are powerful. These are the only ones that are modern legal, right? Apart from the first sliver, right? For the Wooburg slivers.
Yeah, yes, yes. There is no more Wooburg type of sliver that you could play. No.
Yeah. So yeah, we
But I
got
mean, as a sliver player's dream, it's always been a dream of every sliver player to play all the big slivers in a deck, and this deck allows you to do that. So
yeah,
that is one
yeah, I
awesome
know, but like
caveat.
yeah, because Sliver Overlord is now in modern, right? I mean if so yeah, do you
No,
think
no, but if you want the
they're
legacy
gonna
version, I have it,
I mean oh yeah, yeah, I know. I mean like
and I do play with
I know
Overlord a lot in
like
legacy.
yeah, but like I mean Sliver Overlord could be, in a modern Horizon set. I mean And like,
Uh,
right? You think
oh yeah, I
or
could. I mean, I would love Hibernation Sliver over Overlord, to be honest, because Hibernation Sliver just lets you literally play every card in your deck just by paying life and then bouncing whatever sliver you want and back to your hand and then playing it again for free.
yeah,
It's a whole nother engine. That's Legacy, but this isn't.
yeah.
Anyway, I could talk.
And then there's even like, and then yeah, it was and then I think let me see, Sliver Queen in the reserve list or not? Let me see.
Yes, yes.
It is, yeah.
Yep.
Darn it. Yeah, Sliver Queen's part of the reserve list, so Sliver Queen's never gonna be in modern. Okay, but Sliver Overlord could be, because it has been, reprinted in the premium Slivers deck, so yeah. So yeah. Maybe they're gonna make a Wooburg changeling, hopefully, so yeah. That count and that
If they do, we can play it. So
yeah.
give it to me. I don't care.
And then we got the lands. Okay, so these so these lands, do they, so they're all the same basically, right? They're like one snow forest, one snow plains, one hallowed fountain. Oh, I mean, I don't know how many snow forests says.
Just
Wait,
one.
yeah, one snow forest, one snow plains, one hallowed fountain, one temple garden, one stomping ground, one godless shrine, one breeding pool, one cavern of souls, one murmuring bosque, one urborg, two city of brass, three gemstone mine, four wimsuit heath, and four mana confidence. So is this list variable for the lands, or is this, like the lands that this deck should play, right?
That's
What?
pretty much the last you should be playing with the deck. The only thing you can really change is maybe the Godless Shrine. You don't want the Godless Shrine. Maybe you don't want it. Then you can put another Warburg land, like a Reflecting Pool, in its place.
Uh,
The Urborg, if you're in a meta that's running a lot of Blood Moon, maybe you switch that out for a basic Swamp and switch out some of your Windswept Heaths for Verdant Catacombs. But other than that, that land base has proven very well for me. I've
yeah.
had
And
no reason to really change
why
it
no sliver hives?
because we have too many non-sliver spells that
Oh,
Sliver Hive would just be an hindrance. Then, and I'm never going to be making tokens with it.
so yeah, okay. Let's so so we're going to the sideboard. All right. So so let's see. We got one. So one to Catley Honor Guard. So when would you sideboard these in?
Anytime you see an elemental,
Yeah,
obviously I mean the incarnation elementals, or actually elementals in general because of Risen Reef.
yeah,
But any deck that has enter the battlefield triggers, humans, elementals, um, gosh, what's some more? I mean, it just basically almost any tribal deck, it's going to actually be really good against.
yeah.
Ironically,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I think that's really enter the battlefield triggered. Like, what's his face? Aspiring Spikes, Soul Herder deck. This just shuts it down, and then this
Yeah,
also gets to dodge a early um, Unholy Heat if they want to get rid of it. It dodges the early part of it until the graveyard's actually set up because it only does two
yeah,
damage instead of three.
yeah,
Uh, so, I mean, that's really what you want it for.
yeah,
It can also be changed out with Hushbringer does the same thing, and it can help against Yawgmoth for Undying triggers. There's a flash one that's a Griff, that's a 3/1, but it's a 3 mana.
yeah,
But it has flash, so flash is relevant.
yeah, and
Um,
flying. Yeah, I mean Hushbringer also has flying and lifelink even.
yeah,
Yeah,
they all have their like any of these cards. They have their, or you could just use Torpor or right. That's not a creature, so you don't have to worry about it. But
yeah,
in a deck that uses Eladamri's Call, we want to be able to tutor our pieces. So
yeah. I get it, yeah. All right. So these are four copies versus against burn, right?
Burn, discard, anything that's trying to target you. Calibrated Blast, if you guys have any of those players there.
No,
That is
I
a funny
yeah,
deck.
calibrated blast. I only found one player who plays that in Austria, and yeah, that player played like like calibrated blast in modern, and a similar deck with the Riddle of Lightning, something like that I think it was called. Yeah,
Hmm.
and in Pioneer. I mean, which
It's
both of
good
those,
for Valakut, right?
so yeah, which
It can
basically
be brought in against Valakut too. Yeah.
which basically deals 15 damage with Shadow of Mortality. But then if that player and then if he cannot deal the 15 damage with Shadow of Mortality's mana cost, he can just cast it for 2 mana. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have
So yeah, Leyline. Let me just go through Leyline Sanctity a little bit more. Basically, if you ever see black, it comes in. It always stays in. If it's
yeah.
against burn, in on your second game, but if you're on the play, let's say in game three, you have the question mark on whether you actually won it in game three because yes, it could protect you, but then it's also going to hurt you if you cascade into it because it is
Oh
cascadable.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it's in a weird spot where it also protects you if you cascade into it, so it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think that it's really just yeah, basically any black deck, red black, Jund, Death Shadow. I mean, this card, if they see that, usually since we're a combo deck, they're going to keep a lot of Thought Seizes or Thought Seize effects. And you play that, they just go, wow, I just have 4 dead cards in hand usually.
Yeah. Well, okay. So 2 of Artifact Enchantment removal, right? So do you usually so what do you usually pitch with the alternate cost, or do you actually pay the full cost for the?
I've done both. Because basically that's just our get out of jail free card if you guys played Monopoly ever. Um,
Yeah.
basically against Hammer Time, Amulet Titan, stuff like that. That's to an insurance policy. If we don't have the mana, at least pitch anything that you can out of your hand. I know it sucks sometimes to do
Yeah.
that because you're getting another card that you need, but versus needing a card versus dying,
Yeah, I know, of
Magic
course. Yeah, I
die
think
lose. So
yeah, I know. I mean, I see this, and then I see the only thing you're pitching out are the Wooburg cards, the Eladamries and the Dormant Sliver, which the Dormant Sliver, no, not the Dormant Sliver,
harmonic.
the Harmonic Sliver, yeah, which the Harmonic Sliver already destroys artifacts and enchantments, so there's not much of a selection of cards you can pitch out, right? Or there is.
I mean, the fact that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 cards that can support a discard, and that should be sufficient enough for your Force of Vigors to be
Oh
in the
yeah,
deck.
or
And
even
Force of Vigor can
yeah,
pitch itself.
I know, yeah. If you have 2 of these, you can basically use both of these to cast it for free, basically.
Yeah, and if you're really
Yeah,
worried about that, throw in the Endurance too, because Endurance probably is good in those matchups as well, just as a
yeah. All
blocker.
right. So rest in peace. 2 of these are for graveyard hate. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's pretty simple against graveyard
Yeah.
decks like Living End.
Yeah.
And
And what about the Sanctifier and back?
what about like you want us to play it?
Why you play Rest in Peace and not the Envec? Is it because it's not a sliver?
Enchantments are just hard to get rid of, but I mean, you could make an argument that you could play Sanctuary and Vec, but it's
Yeah.
not getting rid of all the cards in a graveyard. So depending
Oh
on the
yeah.
graveyard strategy, it's not actually
Yeah.
doing everything you need it to do.
Oh okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially against Living End. Now Living End runs a lot of blue creatures
Oh
or
yeah.
blue.
Not. Yeah. I think Sanctifier and Vec got killed by the current meta. Yeah, of living end decks. But alright.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. 2 board wipes, which are Supreme Verdict. Which when will you put these in?
Against boards that want huge amounts of creatures, it's great against Merfolk, Elementals, things that are trying to build up boards that elementals and 4-color control can have quite a few creatures that they will put on board, and just being able to
Yeah.
supreme verdict. Oh, it's great against taxes because
Yeah.
taxes want to like get all these creatures out that are just hurting you, hurting you, hurting you. And you just go supreme verdict, and they go, "Oh, I'm yeah, I lose now." It's like, yeah, you do lose now. But
Yeah.
I'm really really tempted though to change out supreme verdict though for temporary lockdown that's coming out in Dominaria United, just because it's 3 mana
Yeah.
and that gets rid of all permanents that are 2 mana or less. So against like Hammer Time or anything that's using amulets, I'm not amulets. Well, amulets too. but Urza Saga decks in general. I
Yeah,
can't wait to try out temporary lockdown and just go boop. Oh, all my problems are gone. This is
yeah.
great.
All right. So you have two fought seasons. Are these for against control or against which decks?
Control anything with elementals against other combo decks, against a mirror match if you ever did fight a mirror match. Um,
Hmm.
let's see. Yeah, just any problematic decks like if they have blood moons to fairies, it's always good to do turn one, answer it, get it out of the hand. Those type of things. Get rid of their silver bullets out of their hand, even though it's our
Hmm.
own silver bullet. But you can also change those out for
Hmm.
grief if you want to. But again, the whole pitch clause. We want cards in our hand. Pitching cards is a negative, so it's kind of however you want to try to balance it.
All right. So one of these is this is against Cascade, right? Or are there other decks that you'd use Lavinia against?
Well, so this is great. Lavinia is great against Cascade decks like Rhinos, Living End, any other thing that's trying to Cascade. It's also great against Force of Negation because they can't pitch a card and cast it for free without it getting countered itself. It's great against the Elementals because they can't actually pitch to cast the Elemental for
Hmm.
free. So if you know you're coming up against Solitudes and everything like that, this card's great.
Hmm.
What else? It's actually good against Tron, just to like slow him down a little bit.
I think like mono green Tron because they play Karn, but Eldrazi Tron, I don't know because I mean I think it
No, not
could.
against Eldrazi Tron. You wouldn't bring this in. No, you'd bring in Thoktar or Hushbringer for sure to stop the waste the
Yeah,
Thought Not Seers.
yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
there's
it's
one.
oh, it's also
Oh,
against it's also good against Affinity. Right, randomly enough, when they get Affinity online, then they can't cast any more
oh,
Affinity cards usually.
yeah. All right. So here's the last one. Okay, why have one blood cast in the sideboard? Uh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
I know what this.
So yeah, I played this in a so I played this list in the Mana Traders series and got qualified with the list. I went 7-3 with it. The Bloodgast is actually just to use more use into Sorin, and you can search for it. Basically, this
hmm.
just turns Sorin into a shotgun machine and gaining 3 life and killing creatures.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That.
So you go, what's a problematic creature? Kaboom. Gain 3 life.
Yeah.
Bring it back with a land drop. Do it again. So I was using this against Hammer Time, oddly
Hmm.
enough, because they need their creatures. Well, I'm just going to keep shotgunning your creatures, and then they're going to keep playing creatures, and then you just keep up, and you're upticking your Sorin this whole time. So even if
Hmm.
the creatures are attacking the Sorin to try to get rid of it, they're getting shotgun the next turn, and it's just
Yeah.
I mean, I literally this interaction after I found it, I built another deck that's called Sorin Prison that it literally revolves around Sorin and Snaring Bridge, the vampire that's a 3/1 that uh,
Yeah.
silver
Silver,
smoke
so
wool
so small. Yeah.
and blood gas. So it's just literally shotgun their face. And yeah, you could do damage to people's face if they want to sit behind whatever. It's just like you just do 3 damage to their face. It's great.
Tell him about the mirror box, Jake.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, if you have a mirror box with Sorens and blood gas and all that stuff, you just get to keep shotgunning people for all the Sorens. So it's like 3 3 3 3 3 3. It's like you're playing. You're not even playing Magic anymore. You're literally playing tower defense in Magic. It's
Yeah.
funny.
All right. So I
Yeah, it was really
yeah.
useful.
Also, at the end of each podcast, I actually make a meme and put in the last slide. So yeah, so yeah, and this really marks the end of the podcast. So yeah, so any last things you'd say? I mean, before we wrap up the podcast.
Well, if anyone out there is still interested in the deck after this explanation of it, you can find me on Discord at BlackDove26 #0176, or you can find me on Twitter
Yeah,
at BlackDove26_MTG. And obviously, you already tagged my YouTube, so
yeah,
yeah. Any other further questions? Come find me, or come find
Uh,
Edmund, or
Jake might come here soon. Also,
yeah, I might be coming to
hopefully,
Dubai
he
here.
might
So
actually play the actual deck better than me every week, losing.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. So all right. So yeah, thanks for watching, and congratulations, you've reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like and subscribe and follow if you have to share friends. Stay tuned to our next video streams and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday at 6:30 CET. So stay tuned to them. Watch my other videos too, and yeah, join the Discord server. And yeah, if you don't want to miss a podcast, you can follow or like or subscribe with notifications on. Also, you can check out every Friday. I actually make a meme video, so yeah, you should also check that out. Also, check links in the description if you want to support the channel. Um, use code Dante the Snake for 10% discount on Fatal Grips. So if you want to get grips to increase your gaming performance, or make it a bit more comfortable, yeah, remember to use that code. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.
Thank you.
there we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I played the outro, so yeah.
That
Okay,
was
making
pretty
sure.
cool. All right. Thanks, Jake.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.